Welcome to Subramani. I started reading Taleb a few years ago. I don't exactly remember, definitely 10 plus years back I must have read. And Taleb says, don't trust employees, right? I don't know how many of you know and remember that Taleb says that. He says, don't trust employees, because you've seen this happening. When a bank RM goes from one bank to another, he says, sir, there was so much selling pressure that I was forced to sell ULIPs, etc., etc. Like as if he's apologizing. It doesn't really matter because he's already put in your money. If he's already put in your money, after that he comes from another bank and again says, oh, I want to sell another product to you. So again, you're wondering whether he's a wealth manager for the bank or whether he's a wealth manager for you. But what does Taleb mean when he says don't trust employees? I don't think he's suggesting that employees are inherently untrustworthy. He's not saying that, but if you train the people in such a way that they speak the language which the bosses expect them to speak. So if you take a kid and tell him that ULIP is so good, it protects people, they will not die. If they die, the family will get protection. There is no reason why the kid should believe anything else. So the kid's belief is ULIP is a good product till he or she leaves the bank and joins a mutual fund or something and finds that there are products which are better. So it is not that you should distrust them in general. If they say it's raining, you don't have to go out and check whether it is raining. Maybe it is really raining. Instead, the statement is in the broader philosophical framework concerning risk, uncertainty and the nature of systems. There is sales pressure. You have to understand that there is sales pressure. You know that they will want to do something like that. So first of all, unlike an entrepreneur, employee may not have much skin in the game. He's here or she's here, maybe working for a year or two and then planning to do MBA and take up another job. So they could be temporarily there, or they could be there for a longer period of time also. But first of all, there is no skin in the game. Taleb emphasizes the importance of having skin in the game. Now, if I'm your personal portfolio manager and I manage your money, like in a PMS, where I put your money, I control where your money goes. I control your where your money goes right to the last detail, right? If I'm buying 5 shares or 6 shares for you, I control all the 6. Then I have to have skin in the game, because if I don't do well, you see my face and you're interacting with me. But when I'm managing your money in the mutual fund, I don't have that kind of control as an employee. And as an employee, I have only one mutual fund to sell. So I will obviously sell my fund. I can't sell any other fund. I may not even be allowed to invest in any other fund. So that is the limitation I have. So there is very good chance that there is not much skin in the game. This means the individual do not have any personal stake in the outcome of the decision. Employees do bear full the consequences of their action if they are CEO or stuff like that, but not at the lower level for sure, which can lead to decisions which are not optimally risk adjusted, right? It's not the best decision that could have been taken. If an employee makes a mistake, they might lose their job at best, and if they've caused a 20 crore damage to the organization or a 10 lakh damage to your portfolio, they may lose their job, and the management will come and tell you, look, we have sacked him, but the damage done to your portfolio is already there. Then the other problem is the principal agent problem, which is the economic concept describes the difficulties in motivating one party. The principal, which is the employer, has to motivate the agent to do exactly what is good for the organization and for the customer. There again, there is a conflict of interest. What is good for the customer may not be good for the organization, and what is good for the organization may be very expensive for the customer. But there is always some incentive system which allows this person to sell maybe a huge commission if you sell a ULIP versus a very low commission if you sell a mutual fund, no trail commission for the guy who is selling. So he's not interested whether you continue for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, doesn't matter. He has already been paid off, right? So he does not get anything from your prosperity. So that again means there is conflict of interest between you and the agent and the principal, right? So you are the investor, the agent is the employee, and the principal. If there is conflict of interest, obviously each one should try to pull what is the best deal for themselves. Then there is anti-fragility, which is again Taleb's concept of anti-fragility suggests that systems or entities that benefit from shocks, volatility and stressors, right? So what is this? In the business context, trusting employees without checks and balances might make the system fragile, because it removes the stress, which means the accountability, and that could the system which could have made the system stronger. So again, you have to be worried about that. Then there is another problem is when there is a bank, there is somebody who is predicting about the future, right? So over reliance on predictions, and that kid is not predicting. The kid who is coming to sell to you is not the one who is predicting. He is just giving the view of the bank, and the view of the bank could be different from view of the mutual fund which he is selling to you, right? So Taleb warns against over reliance on predictions or forecasts, especially in complex systems where outcomes are not known. So in the next 3 years, will large cap do well, will mid cap do well, will small cap do well? I have no doubt, I have no clarity on that. There have been people who have been saying mid and large cap is overpriced, but they have been saying that in 2023, in 24 and 25. They may be right in 2025, they may have been wrong in 23 and 24, so they may have missed a big portion of that ride, right? So over reliance on the one person making the prediction is ridiculous. Many of us get it wrong many times, so it's once in a while we may get it right, but if you predict consistently, chances are you will get it wrong many times. So which means rare and unpredictable events like say COVID, nobody could have predicted, but what will do well in the next 2 months, 3 months shouldn't matter at all for the long-term investor. But the employee will act like saying, sir, I think you should sell pharma and buy steel, or you should sell steel and buy banking, whatever. So again, because there is not much skin in the game, he can afford to be wrong. If he is wrong, he or she will lose their job, perhaps. I don't think that also happens, but you will definitely lose money. Verification over trust. So what happens is, when an employee says something, you better ask him that where have you invested your money? Can you show me your portfolio? Because you have to, it's nice to say that I trust him and all that, but best trust is in the verification of seeing what they are doing. A prominent politician in India once told a friend who is a journalist that saying, look, politically I have to make those statements. It doesn't mean you don't have to take me seriously. You have to see what I do. Don't say, don't believe what I say, see what I do. So similarly, if you are talking to a person about buying ULIPs or whatever, at the last moment, tell him or her, I want to see you having this product. The amount doesn't matter. Maybe he's selling it to you for a 15 lakh rupee premium and he is paying 1 lakh rupee premium. But principally, does he have the product, right? So verification over trust is quite useful. And when there is something which a employee is saying, find out why he is saying that. Finding out why he is saying that is more important than whether you have to believe him or no. If there is very clearly a conflict of interest between what he wants and what is good for you, you know where to go. You just have to say no, right? So I've made a video saying you can get rich by using the word no. So here is a case where if you don't trust him, verify. If you can't trust, if you can't verify, there's no point in dealing with him. Thank you.